Dan in Florida is saying abortion is murder, which is just, I mean, that's factually wrong. Murder is a specific legal definition, and abortion does not meet that legal definition. But I'll go with the colloquial sense. Dan, welcome to the show.
Hey, Dan.
Hi, thank you.
So what do you got for us?
Hi, thank you. You may be technically correct in the legal sense.
I am.
Maybe I misunderstood the question, but you know, my thoughts are we protect all kinds of life, animals, and unborn turtles here in Florida are very protected and very sensitive, and I'm sensitive to all that. We developed a relationship with our 3 children before they were born. We heard their heartbeats.
No, you didn't.
We saw them.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Well, I'm sorry. I felt like I did.
Yeah, I know you felt like you did, but you didn't. The relationship is between 2 people. So in your call screening thing,
can hear me.
So in your call screening thing, you mentioned that killing a bird in a nest or a newborn baby or anything that can't survive without care. A bird in a nest is not a pregnancy. A newborn baby is not a pregnancy. Anything that can't survive without care, yes, I agree, that's a responsibility. And unborn turtles aren't a pregnancy. They're sitting in a nest. What is your justification, I'm wondering, for feeling like you get to force someone else to remain pregnant against their will?
That's a tough issue, I'll admit, and I believe in freedoms, and I recognize that there are very, very tough circumstances where somebody should possibly decide that with the doctor and a lot of maybe counseling with the mom and dad. But my main concern is that we are losing respect for life in general, respect for each other.
So,
and let me ask
I'm sorry to cut you off there, Dan. I just want to ask you, because you mentioned this a minute ago, you said that we protect all life, and now you're saying we're losing respect for life. Which life are you talking about specifically? Because you can say a whole human being, but human beings need to eat to survive, and we're animals. So animals require killing other life forms in order to eat. Plants, other animals, fungi, you name it. Do you protect the bacteria life whenever you sanitize your countertops before you cook? Do you protect the life whenever you brush your teeth and you knock out a bunch of cheek cells? Those are human cells with human DNA. Is that life that you need to protect? Like, where do you draw the line on life you need to protect? Because just saying we need to protect life and we're losing the sanctity of life, none of those words make any sense. Those are just buzzwords that mean nothing.
I got you. Let me give you an example. When a baby is first born, it gets into the rights of 2 living individuals, right? The mother's there and the doctor, and the baby's born.
I think the line is if they're breathing and have a heartbeat is what it is. If I could be wrong about that. Yeah.
Okay. Could I finish my question?
By all means. I'm sorry. I just talked to somebody about this yesterday, and I think that was something that came up with them. So I just wanted to throw it in. Go for it. Yeah.
When the mother and dad are there, the doctor, and the baby's first born, does the mom have the right to kill the child or withhold medical care?
No,
because that would be something totally different.
That
would be something totally different.
You're talking about a child being. Hang on. You're talking about a child that is born, which is when it actually has rights. But when you say abortion is murder, you're trying to create special rights for the fetus. And I don't even think even you think it's murder. So, for example, if someone has an abortion in your ideal world where it's murder, what should the penalty be?
Well, I don't know about the semantics. If you want to get into
no, sir, Dan. Dan, this is not semantics. What is the penalty? What should the penalty be in your ideal world for murder?
I really don't know the answer to that.
Do you think there should be a penalty at all?
Do you think murder should be illegal?
I'm trying to answer your question. I think it varies by circumstances.
Do you think that there should be a penalty at all for abortion?
So you think murder is only situationally wrong?
Well, let me give you an example. If God murders somebody,
I didn't. No, God doesn't exist. I'm talking about human beings.
I'm with you on that. What I'm saying
No,
is
you're
that
not. You're not with me
murder.
if your first response out of your mouth was if God murders, because murder is a legal construct involving one person wrongfully. Shut up. Murder is a legal concept regarding one person wrongfully taking the life of another. Gods are irrelevant. All I was asking you is what, in your perfect view, should the penalty be for murder? Permanent imprisonment, a good scolding, capital punishment. Which of those is better?
Well, I was trying to answer if you'll let me finish a half a sentence.
I tell you what, you pull some snarky shit like this again, you won't get to speak any further. Answer the question.
I'm just saying, even a God gets a pass on murder. If you believe in a God and you say it's okay to kill people to take Jericho.
Dan, if you bring up God and irrelevant things one more time and in your attempt to avoid answering the questions you've been asked, I will hang up on you. What, in your perspective,
I'm just saying,
what in your perspective should the penalty be for murdering another human being? That's all I've asked.
Okay, most rational people will agree with you that it can vary based on the circumstances. If you're killing one person to save the life of 10 others, I would sacrifice my life, and I think I've heard you say this. You would give your kidney, your lung.
Dan, just stop. Dan, you are incapable of honestly addressing this subject. You don't start, when I ask you what in your ideal circumstances should the penalty be, you started in with most rational people would, and then you describe circumstances where someone voluntarily gives up their life. That's not murder, Dan. I'm asking you, if one human being wrongfully, in violation of the law, kills another human being, what do you personally feel the penalty for that should be?
If I cause the termination of your life to save 10 others, I'm not sure that would be the same penalty.
Goodbye, sir. You cannot honestly address this question, and I will not be wasting my audience's time on you any further.